Hello and welcome to Dees20Stitches. I'm Dee. My pronouns are they, them, and this is a channel about cross stitch and education and also me, because that's why you're here. It's been a while. It's been a month. That's okay. There's been a lot of things in my life going on. There's probably been a lot of things in your life going on. There's a lot of things in people's lives that are going on currently. And of course, I'm going to take some time because, again, I'm an educator. I'm going to take some time to talk about those things. But up front, we're going to do a bunch of talk about what I've been up to cross-stitch wise. Now, I want to center myself because in here is a mess. My brain is a mess right now. I think I tried to start this video like 3 times and it just seems scattered. My chronic illnesses throughout this month have just been kicking up a fuss, and that's okay. I've been listening to my body. My body is very tired. It's cranky. That's okay. That means I'm cranky too. I am my body. So we're a little bit scrambled. The other thing that is scrambled is my space. So let me just show you. Well, you can kind of see. Those are all my moose antler collection, I guess. So that's the downstairs bedroom. There's a big crack in it, we found, and it is leaking quite a bit. So we had to move everything out of the downstairs bedroom into this space, which is my work craft station. And so I haven't gotten down here in a while. So I've just kind of been avoiding it. But we moved all my antlers outside. So now I'm here. I'm going to center myself. I'm going to stay focused, and we're going to talk cross stitch. We're going to talk some education, and we're going to talk some fun because I'm really excited about some stuff, and I hope you are too. So let's start with some finishes. I did get some stuff finished. I'm going to insert a clip of past D, and first of all, their hair is not as good as mine is right now. I think I had just showered. They're going to tell you about 2 finishes that I had. I'm going to insert that clip right here. Okay, I'm doing this really quickly because I got to actually deliver these the baby showers today. I wanted to show you 1. Oh, the other one's over here. 2. Little babies. So I'll put the pattern below. I got a pattern off of Etsy for these little guys. They're a little smaller than I would have liked. My original plan was to actually put this on the tummy, but as you can see, it's a bit bigger than the tummy. But I like how they came out. I got really good at hand sewing. There's the butt. I think the butt was supposed to be the butts were supposed to be the tummies, but when I put the butt in the front, this little thing in the front, it looked like they were packing. So that's inappropriate for babies. So here's number 1. This pattern is from Stitchrovia, with the little ears, and actually my favorite, number 2, with the ears. You're supposed to embroider a face, but ain't got time for that. Isn't that cute? That's nice. 2 stuffies. 2 stuffies. We're down. We're done. Okay, I gotta go deliver these. Bye. They were cute. They were cute, right? I told you I would get some stuffies done, and I got some stuffies done, which was great. Do I have more stuffies to do? Yes. There was a mess, right? Sometimes when your world is a mess, it's okay to not get finishes done. It's okay to not get your crafts done. You can just move on and do something else. And I did. I did a lot. I did a lot. So I still have one more stuffy to do. I'll probably get that done for April. Because between now and April, we got a whole muck of stuff to do. And that's okay. I'm proud of my two little stuffies. I'm glad I got them done there. I'm glad they are home with babies. Did the babies come out yet? I don't think they're going to be home with babies soon, so that will be nice. I also got something else for you. It's a finish for now. Because this thing we've been talking about for a couple months. I would say November, October. It's been on my platter for a while. And it is the cursed black anchor. Remember this? If you don't remember, if you weren't watching me back then, oh God, it's awful. I just touch it. This is a spool of black anchor that I got just from my craft store. And everyone told me how much better, and then if you Google it, black anchor is in terms of coverage than DMC. So I tried it out. And this, for whatever reason, this black anchor was like stitching with hay. It's just bad to touch. I can't stop touching it, but it's just bad to touch. And then I had reports from certain other people to say that their black anchor was very bad. And we determined that if you got exported black anchor made in the United States, and the further you were away from the anchor distribution in the United States, I think it was in South Carolina, the further away you got, the worse your anchor got. If you got it on a spool. Now, some lovely people did send me non-spool anchor. I had Vanka actually send me anchor from Europe, black anchor from Europe, and it's great. I get it, right? I'm not gaslighting the anchor community into saying your anchor's bad. This anchor, this spooled anchor I got from Canada's Michael's craft stores is bad. So I did a whole project with it, and I hated it. I hated every stitch, but I don't want to like just throw a whole spool away. So this is what I did. I have this 25 count fabric that I think Lugana, that I dyed myself. It's just gray, right? And right in the middle, I stitched this. Now you'll see that this is a very large piece of fabric. Wow. For such a small little thing. So here's my plan. I've got to get rid of this onto this. I don't want any of this left. It is a curse. It's awful. It's a cursed black anchor. So this is what we're going to do. I am going to send out this piece of fabric with my cursed black anchor started, and I'm gonna send out this cursed anchor, and I'm gonna compile a list of people who are willing to be cursed. You are going to sign up if you are willing to be cursed and you would like to stitch a motif with one strand over one. I guess you could do one strand over two, but just one strand. And you'd like to add a motif to my cursed anchor sampler. So when this runs out, this is done. And I will stitch the finishing month and the finishing year. I don't know how long it will take. We'll see. So that's my big plan. And a couple of people in my snail mail club, watchers on Instagram and on YouTube have volunteered. So if you're interested in getting a curse, I'm warning you, in getting a curse, in using this very bad black anchor to stitch a motif and then send it on to the next person. You are required to spend money to send this unless the person lives, next door or whatever. If you'd like to sign up, I'm going to have a Cursed Anchor Sal sign up down below. And this is what we're going to do for snail mail this month. A Cursed Anchor Sale sign up. There will be rules. Like, I don't want one person to use the whole thing. That's kind of, not the point. There will be some rules, and the rules will be kind of, when I send out the package, I'll have a little list of like how to, things like, hey, when you stitch, start in the middle and move out. Don't like go out here. Don't stitch on this corner. You know what I mean? Use one thread at a time. No cutting. One of my rules is no orts. Everything. See how I didn't cut all the little hangies? No orts. Because if you leave orts in your house, then you will be forever cursed. And I'm not responsible for that. No orts. Stitch your motif. You can stitch your initials if you want. It'd be really cute. And then you'll be required to pass it on to the next person. There will be an option to pass in within your like country, or if you're willing to send internationally. If you have a little bit more money and are okay to send internationally, I'll have you check off a box. But it will all be in the Cursed Anchor Sal sign up sheet below, and it will all, when you get it in the mail. Oh, I burped. I just get too excited. When you get in the mail, you'll have the list of rules and everything. So this will be great. So this is a finish for now because it's not done, because I need this anchor black gone. I need it gone. So this is going to be my snail mail budget for this month. I'm going to actually send it out. I hope to send it to the first person who signs up Monday. This Monday. That would be really exciting. So sign up now. Sign up now. It may not get to everyone. Depends on how much we have. But we'll get it to as many people as possible. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited. Look at this. It's community. Look at what we're doing. So much fun. Okay. Let's talk whips. Oh no. Let's talk starts. Wow. I have so many. Okay. Right after my last Flosstube, I did a digital retreat. I was going to say getaway. We didn't go anywhere. And it was for Anchors and Thread. Anchors. Oh no. My brain. It was for Acorns and Threads in Portland, Oregon. And they sent, as part of the retreat, they sent this cute little squirrel. That's their tradition, by Luhu Stitches. And I love the butt. Love the squirrel butt. Very cute. That's how they finished it. Very cute, very cute, very cute. So let me show you what I did. Oh, let me show you, first of all, let me show you, we got some cute stuff. We got a little cute. That's adorable. These are my scissors. I'll put them in here and I'll never find them again. Let me show you the threads. Oh, I hate this. Just cut them all the same size, please. Let me tell you about these threads. Wow. Beautiful. Now, some are just DMC, some are variegated, some are classic colorworks, and there is a type of thread I no longer use because of their reaction to people calling them in a while back. Now, I do not have a stash to replace these threads, and B, they're shipped to me. Now, to be transparent, I've never done a retreat. And so when they said, hey, well, we're going to provide, you know, the pattern and everything, now I know I need to be vigilant and ask for substitutions up front. And I think that's going to be the next thing that I do if I do ever do another retreat again. There goes the, I gotta go turn that off. It's really cold out. Okay, gone, done. What was I saying? Next time I go to a retreat, I am going to ask if there are any, what threads brands they are sending. And if they are sending a brand I no longer use, I will pay for a replacement, for them to pick out something else. And I'll tell them why. I think that is actually more important than, you know, getting the threads sent to you and then like throwing them away. Because that's wasteful. So again, this is something that I'm learning. I didn't know how retreats work. I didn't realize that would be a thing. But you know, I have to remember that a lot of people still use this brand. And then I have to be more vigilant saying, hey, I don't use this brand anymore, but I still want to participate. I'll pay you to replace it. And I will tell you over the phone why I don't use that brand. And then you can make a decision about what you should do, right? Anyway, so that was kind of a dampening. The other thing about the retreat is it's the demographic of the retreat, and I forget because I surround myself with queer stitchers. The demographic of the retreat was not me. I mean, it was white. There's a lot of white people, and I am also white. But I just meant just not young queer. You know, in terms of like there was what, 200 people. I'm sure there were queers in there. I'm sure there were, but the majority, the front face were not. And that was it was kind of weird because I've been kind of surrounding myself with young queer and trans and stitchers of color, and being part of that community. And so being part of moving into another type of community in the cross stitch world, it was kind of jarring. It was like, oh, I don't know if I fit here. You know what I mean? I was texting with my friend Natty, who also was going to the retreat, and we were talking about how if we were in person, we would kind of be in the back, awkwardly giggling to ourselves. It was fun that I had a friend to text with, and it was fun. I think I saw someone do at least one person do a thumbs up, and that was really nice. But it made me think about virtual retreats, and it made me think about the demographic of cross stitching and how it is fundamentally changing, and how there are people who have been previously marginalized from cross stitch who are making space. And I really like that. I really like the idea of making space. So I'm going to put that feather in my cap, meaning I'm going to collect that idea, and that's going to be, we're going to do something with that. Anyway, I haven't even showed you what I worked. I haven't even showed you. I just got the border done. Got little nuts. I had a hard time figuring out what those were. I'm like, is it clumps of dirt? I think they're supposed to be oak leaves. And then the border. It's a nice stitch, but it speaks fall to me. So I think I'm going to put it away until fall. And I really want to go visit Acorns and Threads in person, because the owners seem lovely. They have a lovely sense of humor. They seem darling, so I do want to meet them. Definitely, for sure. And I appreciate them putting on this digital retreat because it gave me some food for thought, and it gave me a taste of the wider cross-stitch world, which I really appreciate. Pretty cool. Okay, this is going to be 10 hours long, and I don't apologize because it's been a while. So that's the first new start, and I'm going to put that just on the ground. So I'm going to have like a mountain to get. This is number 2. This is Oology, I think. Oology is the study of eggs, and it's by Tiny Modernist. There we are. This is a piece of Ada that I dyed myself, and I haven't dyed Ada in a long time, and it came out pretty cute. I'm going to have a little bit left. And it's DMC. This is I think it turned out to be like a 15 count by the time I was done dyeing it. And that's fine with me. It's 3 threads. So it's nice and poofy. This is going to be another baby gift. Another Stuffy. This is one of the starts that I had for Mislaid Pages February, where we stitch on burbs. Lovely. I like stitching on this. I love stitching on Ada because it's much easier, but no, this isn't Tiny Modern. This is Satsuma Street. Yes, they're all the same. Tiny Modernist, Satsuma Street, and then there's another one, Stitchrovia, have the same kind of feel where they're beautiful patterns, but there's a lot of color changes, and that drives me up the wall. It drives me up the wall. I love their patterns. So this is Oology's by Satsuma Street. I love the feel of over the 3 threads. It's nice and puffy. There's a set of 3 birds, and they do have you stitch the background, but I love this fabric so much that I'm just not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Is this for a baby? Yes. Is the baby due in March? Yes. Will I get it done for March? We'll see. Okay, and this is my last start, and this is a special start because this is a birthday start. First of all, I gotta show you this. Right after my last Flosstube, I got this in the mail. And this. A little card. And this was a complete surprise. It was a complete surprise. And first of all, look at that. So nice. This is from Trixie Tricycle Jody, and she wrote me a card. And the tears, the tears, they flowed. And I felt seen, and I felt loved, and I felt cherished. And my dear Jody, gosh, thank you very much. I feel like I'm gathering some cross-stitch aunties, and I really love that. Inside is a very special, of this very special bag that Jody made me, is a very special stitch. And it is a Purim butterfly by Aya Rosen. I'll link, of course, this below. Let me show you. This is part of Natty's birthday sell. Let me open it up. Oops. Doo-doo-doo. Here we are. Stitchy Natty. No. Where is it? Come on. There we are. Hamitashin Sal. 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 That's what it looks like. Gorgeous. Happy Purim. And also there's the Hebrew. And also there's another one that says Wild at Heart. And Hamitashin is the cookie. It's an Ashkenazi Jewish cookie, and it's supposed to be based on the evil guy Haman, his ear, if I remember correctly. And Purim is like Jewish Halloween. It's a lot of treats and costumes and like fun. And I'm all about, I mean, Halloween is my favorite holiday. And so Purim has to be my second favorite holiday. I'm going to learn a lot more about it. I've tangentially celebrated it, but never, celebrated it. And so now I have to. It's this year, March 16th and 17th. I've eaten a lot of the cookies and I've eaten a lot of the goodies, but I really have to get into everything else. This is Light Lime, Zweigart Belfast 32. I got it, obviously got it from Embroidery Marketplace. It's like a lime green. This is also from Aya. She sent it to me with those N95s. And, oh, it's so pretty. I was going to stitch this over too, but my plan is, there goes that card, is I want it bigger. This is going to be about 5 inches. Because I want to be able to put it on a basket on, there's a special name for the baskets. I'll have to look it up. And you put, for Purim, you put a bunch of treats in it, especially the cookies and especially like dates and all these good stuff. And you give it to your friend. And that sounds like what I'm all about. Give big baskets of treats to your friends. Are you kidding me? So I kind of want to stitch this, be able to put it on a basket like as a tag, and give it to one of my Jewish friends. First of all, look at the floss drops. Second of all, check out these colors. Aya has an eye for colors. Definitely. These pop. The sal is still going on, so I would recommend it. I will link the pattern below, and the hashtags. And happy birthday, Natty! I love you very much! Oh, I hope you enjoyed the cookies! Okay. Those are all the starts. Wow, what are we? 28 minutes in. Holy moly! Let's keep going. This is Rainbow Quaker Titles. I brought this baby out because I felt like it. I needed some mindless stitching, first of all. Wow. Wow. This is the perfect DMC rainbow. And I will not hear arguments about that. The perfect DMC rainbow. If you ever want this rainbow conversion, this is not the original rainbow. I did it myself. Ask me. I'll give it to you. I'm sorry. I'm getting whiffs of myself. Look, I started using a new deodorant. I got a rash. Now I can't use deodorant on this arm. And now this arm stinks. It's always this sweater too. I don't know what it is. I sweat a lot in this one. Oh, I'm a catch. Okay, here she is. Here she is. We're getting work done, friends, girls, boys, queers, beers. We're getting work done. So I got all the orange done, and we're making headway on the yellow. And we're doing just a lot of, first of all, move, I'm gay. Love it. That's my feelings currently. Move out of my way. Oops. It's getting progress, and this is good lazy stitching because I just pick it up and I just go on it. I do it. Now this is also, I got my new Lowry stand. This also goes to show me how much faster it is stitching on a Lowry, because one square would take me about 4 to 3 days of my stitching. And I stitched, you know, a little bit at work, and then like a couple hours at night. But with the Lowry stand, I can get a block done in 2 days. Easy. Done. Really quickly. Incredibly quickly. The Lowry stand is revolutionizing how much stitching I can get done. And I appreciate it. And this is on 18 count Aida, and of course Aida stitching is just much quicker for me. So that's gonna stay out. I'm gonna just pick that up whenever I feel lazy and I need something mindless. More whips, of course. I have so many. Oh, wow. Oh no. Sorry, it has so many hanging threads. I really gotta clean those up. This is Gerald. Let me get you the picture. By Kathy Barrick. This was my birthday start. Gerald. Look at him. Cute. This is for my bird wall that I have nothing on. Forgive all the hanging threads. I gotta fix that. I got a lot of progress done. Again, slow. It's 40 count. You know what? I'm not a fan of cutting threads. I'm like, I don't want to cut it and then have to use it later. I'm just going to let it hang there until I need it. And then you get a mess. This was for February with Michelet pages. I brought it out for like a week. I got a week's done. And because of the color changes, I got tired of it real quick. So then I brought out something that does not need color changes in my Jasmine custom bag. It's my William Morris bird. And look, I got a lot done. Wow. Natty got me all the kitted stuff, and I am zooming along on this. This is over 1. Look. And again, this went a lot quicker because, oh no, that's the needle minder. Because because it's just big blocks of color. It's just big blocks of color. And Gerald is beautiful, but it suffers from the Satsuma Street curse, the Tiny Modernist curse, the Stitchrovia curse, and that is just constant color changes. I like using a whole thread until it's dead and then changing a color, you going somewhere else. There's a bird. There it is. Again, February. Pick that up. That was this was a Christmas start, I think. Oh, I think I'm out of whips finally. Holy jumping. Wow. Wow. Let's go back to haul and stitchy kindness, because I was truly #blessed this month when, you know, things have been really rough. But sometimes I got things in the mail like Trixie Tricycle, like Jody's bag, that just makes my heart leap. Like getting mail, that's why I do Snail Mail Club. Getting mail makes me feel so special and loved. And I really just, gosh, it hits a little thing. So I got a couple one of those recently. Some things that I bought, and then one little stitchy kindness that is just blew my mind. Let's talk about her. You've seen her. Rosina Dissery, 1820. I had to. I got the paper copy because it's like a piece of history. You've probably seen it. This is by Works by ABC. It is a sampler stitched by an African American stitcher from the New York African Free School. And again, there's other stitchers who can tell you much better than me, specifically other black stitchers who can tell you much better than me. But man, it feels good to have a variety of stitchers represented, because stitching should not look one single way. It should not be a homogeneous, it should not be homogeneous, right? There's so many different stitchers, and to have a historic sampler that represents all of our amazing black creators and stitchers who are still stitching today is great. So my plan actually for this one, I'm gonna stitch the little motifs, and I'm going to finish them in a special way, and I want to give them away as gifts because this is a special chart, and I have some people in my mind who have inspired me, and I want to give these away as gifts because I think this chart in itself is just a gift. It's a gorgeous, cute little thing. I wanted to start it in February. I have 1, 2, 3 more days. So I hope to, because it's Black History Month, but really Black History Month should be Black History Year. So I'll stitch it now and forever. So I'm really happy that I got that, because that's history, baby. Other thing that made me happy. This is from, and I'll put it below, the Washi Tape station. And they're great, because the Washi station, because they basically team up with artists, and the artists make the washi tape, and then the Washi Tape station sells it. So I got, for Snail Mail Club, I got a Do Not Bend, and I got a little airmail that's not showing up, and I got 2 other special ones. This one is inspiring for something I'll talk about later, but yeah, I'm really excited about zhuzhing up my snail mail a little bit more, so I'll link that below if you're into it. Now let's talk about what the big pile behind me. Let's talk about Newfoundland. Let's talk about Brennan and Nettle. So Brennan Nettle is a floss and fabric dyer from Newfoundland, from Canada. And Cheryl and Patty are the owners. And I will blame Michelle G, Bendy Stitchy, for connecting me with Brennan Nettle, because Michelle, I think she was stitching Krampus, our Krampus sampler, and she is using Brennan Nettle to stitch Krampus, so a Canadian made sampler with Canadian flosses. And I said, oh, a team up. So Kari and I are brewing something with Brennan and Nettle, Cheryl and Patty, and it's exciting. It's very exciting. I can't share a lot. If you are part of our newsletter, and I'll link that below, if you're part of our newsletter, you'll get first peek, you'll get the first info. But Bryn and Nettle and Kari and Dee are teaming up for something in the spring. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be very nice. But Cheryl and Patty, they were sending me some samples, and bless these Newfies' hearts. Newfoundland, holy moly, they raise them right. Because Cheryl and Patty sent Kari and I the entire Brennan Nettle series of flosses. Okay, there's so many. First of all, you know, Kari and I are designing with these now. Let me show you some of my favorites. This is Butlers of Topsail. This one, this one. This is part of their holidays around the bay. This one is called Christmas Slush, and I love it because because this is what snow looks like after a day in Vancouver. It's full of dog piss. It's white with yellow and these green spots. This is just fantastic. I haven't seen any variegated floss like that ever. I'm just the riches. This one. It's called Let's Get Tibsy. This is also part of their holiday collection. This is a trans flag, friends. Pink, white, green, blue, not green. Oh God. Transpied tapestry. Gosh, I might redesign that just for this one. Oh, this one. Gee. It's called the Tickle. It is a dark navy and purples and a little bit of fuchsia. The variegation is just gorgeous. This one's Day Boil. I could talk to you about these threads all day long. They also sent me some fabrique, so you know we will be designing with this soon. This one is my favorite. This one's called Tea and Tartans, and it's got some pink on it, some pink specks. It looks like just a dirty tea towel. I love it. Oh, it's so grungy. Doesn't Julie from Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, don't you love grunge? This one. So, this is to say, Cheryl and Patty have a heart of gold and made me cry with the generosity. I've been a big crier lately. Number 2, Kari and I will be designing with Brennan Nettle. Now here's the thing. It has long E. I should ask Cheryl and Patty before I start. It has the long accent over the E. So is it Nettle or Needle? Oh boy. Cheryl and Patty. I just noticed. Anyway, gorgeous. I'm going to put the I'm gonna put the link below. And my hint to you, friends, is start stocking up on these, because if you like our patterns, there may be some special flosses in store. Okay. Wow. 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 Okay, it's 44 minutes. I think it's time for some of my education corner. So I am a trans educator. I specialize in gender inclusivity and social justice issues. And I was actually way before, I was actually going to do a thing on cancel culture and what canceling actually means. But you can look at that on my stories, because I think a more pressing issue has come up. And that is, if there is something horrific in the world, as allies, what should our reaction be? So a lot of things have happened this week in the cross-stitch world, in the greater universe. A lot of things have happened. And I think a lot of people fall in, and I do it too, a lot of people fall into this cyclical allyship, performative allyship, where they see something happen, they post about it on social media, they feel very bad about it, they feel upset about it, and then they get caught with, oh, well, what can I do? Right? And then they don't do anything. They leave their allyship at the I told someone about it, so I feel better. And for a long time, there's been this idea of allyship. Part of allyship has been make people aware that this is an issue. And that was maybe a thing pre-social media, but now with social media, now with, information at our fingertips, posting to let people know that this is a bad thing is no longer a check mark on I've done something as an ally. You know what I mean? So my push to everyone is, if you see something and you post on social media, you put something on your Instagram stories, and you're like, wow, this is bad. Have you done anything else to help? So what does that look like? I'll give you some hints. So recently, and I'm going to stick largely with the big trans issue, because that's in my wheelhouse. There's other issues that I'm not the victim, so I cannot directly speak on it. So recently, there's been a lot of anti-trans bills coming up in the United States, across the United States. And there was a big one in Texas on February 22nd. The governor sent out a letter saying that, basically telling Texas Protective Child Services that people should report, teachers, doctors, public officials, people should report kids, trans kids, if they are going through any transitional procedures, and should report their parents as abusers, because the governor said that these transitional procedures are abuse. And I can go in, I can talk to you about how gender affirming procedures, A, don't have to be surgery, and B, save lives. I can go into that, but I won't. That could be another time. But right now it is, this is a horrible thing. This is a scary, horrible thing. And a lot of us felt like, oh no, it's scary and horrible. I'm going to post that one gay guy's story and he does handstands. I'm going to post his story. I'm going to post it on my Instagram. And then nothing, right? So what do we do if we want to be not just performative allies, say we're mad at this? What do we do? So number one, if you post, first of all, before you post anything on social media, go back and think about who is the victim here. Who is getting hurt? So in the cross-stitch community this week, when a Confederate flag was going to be brought to Nashville market, a lot of people were up in arms, but we have to remember it is our Black creators and stitchers who are the victims of that harm, and they need to be centered. For this anti-trans bill, trans people and trans kids and trans families need to be centered. And again, for going even bigger, for the war that's going on currently, the Russian attack on Ukraine, Ukrainian families and communities need to be centered. So it's not about anyone else. It's not about anyone else. It's not about how everyone else feels about it. It's about the victims, right? Then the next step is, how do we help the victims? So focusing in on the anti-trans bills legislation that's going through. How do we directly help these trans kids? Number one, we need to donate to lawyers and equality funds, community organizations with their boots on the ground, and mutual aid funds. How do we find those? We do Googling. We Google. Literally, one of my first steps, I actually go through Twitter because there's a lot of them are on Twitter. I just went, like, when I had to search for a certain state, I just put in that state and trans, and that's it. And so many pop up. That's my secret. I also follow a lot of trans activists, so I see what they post and where to donate to. So for example, for the Texas issue, Equality Texas, I will put down below. They are on the ground. They're in Texas, right? They're the one who is able to get into the community, hire lawyers. They're able to do that, right? ACLU is great, but again, that's a larger organization. That's a larger one. ACLU Texas would be a little bit better. But if you send funds to the ACLU, it doesn't mean it's directly going to go there. It's just like, again, if you send money, if you want to help the Ukrainian crisis right now, sending money to your Red Cross, maybe, again, that's good, but it doesn't necessarily mean the money is going to hit the communities, the Ukrainian communities who need it, right? So finding direct donations is really, really, really important. One of the things that I've seen and I posted about is whenever there's a trans issue, people love to donate to the Trevor Project whenever there's a queer trans issue. And that is nice. Again, that's nice. But the Trevor Project is a counseling organization, right? And it does help kids, it does help people, but it's a wider scale, and it's not just trans kids, right? It's LGBTQ, it's like across of the United States, right? It's not, if your money goes to the Trevor Project, it's not going to help. It's not going to help unpass these laws, right? So make sure you don't just send money to the first organization that you think does good. Make sure you send it directly. I've been doing a lot of work. My big work this week has been finding specific state-by-state resources that people can donate their time, volunteer work, and money to on the ground that will directly help the kids, the trans kids that are in your state. That's what a lot of my work has been doing. And I have found right now I'm up to 23 states. So if you are wondering hey, what can I do in my state? There's a anti-trans kids sports bill coming up in a lot of states. What can I do in my state? I have that organized. I have the information, but also you can start looking as well, right? So doing something, donating is number one. Volunteer work number two. Calling and writing your government is a big one. I find that calling is a big one, and writing a letter, not emailing, because they do filter emails. Writing a letter is also a big one. That it gets noticed. It 100%. Also rallies, going to rallies. And I know with COVID, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but rallies are outside. You can be masked, you can be socially distanced. We've had a lot of rallies and protests in Vancouver, and there's been no spike in COVID afterwards. So rallies are really great too. You know, you have your bodies there, So the big message is, when something happens, don't just post about it on your social media and then say, there's nothing else I can do. There is always something you can do, right? For the Ukrainian issue, the Ukrainian crisis right now, there are Ukrainian community members in cities all across North America, and finding them and seeing if they are holding rallies, if they're holding, again, centering the victims, right? They're holding rallies or fundraisers, buying from Ukrainian mom and pop shops or stores or restaurants. Right now there's a movement to buy cross-stitch patterns on Etsy from Ukrainian designers. That's amazing. That's great. One other thing that I'm going to mention, and I want to, one sec. Okay, sorry. Phone was beeping and I had to, anyway. I want to mention one other thing. Gwen from, I believe her Instagram is She Stitches and Reads. I'll put it below. Gwen mentioned on Instagram, mentioned stitch-alongs. I know one of the things we want to do as stitchers is like, I'm going to stitch to help. And stitch-alongs can feel like you are doing something and they make you feel good. But again, we don't want to go into the performative allyship of, I'm stitching this thing for Ukraine, but I'm not doing anything else. You know what I mean? So when it comes to stitch-alongs, whether that be to support Black creators and designers and stitchers against the use of hate flags and symbols in a Nashville market, whether that be a stitch-along to help trans kids, whether that be a stitch-along for the Ukraine, for Ukraine, whether that be whatever, you can't just have a stitch-along and then that's it. You know what I mean? That's not centering the victim, like what we talked about, right? So if you're going to do a stitch-along, number one, it should be centering the victim. So the designer of the pattern should be part of that marginalized group. So if you are doing a stitch-along for Ukraine, to support Ukraine, you should be supporting a Ukrainian designer. If you are doing a trans stitch-along, you should be supporting a trans designer. If you are doing a stitch along against the Confederate flag and hate symbols in the cross stitch community, it should be by a Black designer. You should be supporting a Black designer, right? And then on top of that, there should be a strong call to action. If you are doing a stitch along, then you also need to be donating, volunteering, calling, writing letters, right? On top of that. And I know that stitching is supposed to be your soft, happy place, but I guess the big thing is, and it's not always a soft, happy place for everyone. So if you have the privilege to disengage with the world of what's going on, then you have a little bit of privilege in that, then use your time and effort to help those who have been marginalized and victimized first, right? Putting a stitch in something might be helping yourself and feel yourself good, but it's not. Making people aware of the issue is no longer the be all end all, right? You got to do something else attached to it. And it's hard and it's tiring. But I will remind you, being a marginalized member of a community is also very hard and tiring. It's very hard and tiring. Okay, so what do we learn? Summarize it. Your allyship should not stop with a stitch along or posting something on social media. And if it's for any trans issues, the good news is I'm here specifically. If you do not know what to do, I am here to help you with the next step. I got you. I got your back. We can do it. Okay. Oh, God. The other one's stinky too. Okay. Let's talk about snail mail this week. I am not choosing a snail mail club winner because this week, I'm going to use my snail mail money to send out the Cursed Anchor Sal. So if you'd like to do that, the link is down below. Also, if you learn something from me, again, this is my job. Education and inclusivity is my job. I have my Ko-fi link down below. And this month, I've been able to get donations. Thank you very much. When people ask me for resources, I've been getting a lot of donations in return as tips, and I really, really appreciate it. I have been redistributing those tips this month to mutual aid, trans mutual aid. So that's great. I really appreciate it. And by mutual aid, I mean it's individuals in the trans community who need help, right? They're not attached to Equality Texas. They're not attached to bigger community. They're not attached to the Trevor Project. They're trans people in the communities who are asking for help, for rent money, for food money, that sort of thing. For even like nice new clothing money, like to make themselves feel good, right? Like, so I've been able to do that. And I have been able to buy myself a couple treats. And I bought a bath bomb. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to use it tonight to relax, to turn my brain off. Okay, so Snail Mail Club is going to be the Cursed Anchor. I'm going to send that out. Number 2, what is the for Snail Mail Club next month? So I did something fun. On Instagram, you might have seen it. I got my dog Timbit's DNA back. And it's a little buck wild what he is. He's 4 types of dogs. And I gave a lot of hints in my Instagram post, so go back and look at that. But it is 2 herding breeds, both of them medium dogs, 1 sporting breed and one non-sporting breed. One of those is small. We have 2 British breeds, one Australian breed and one American breed. And again, people have kind of caught on to some stuff on Instagram. So here's my thing. We're going to turn this month's snail mail, or I guess March's snail mail, into guess what my dog is. And I'll put maybe a video in here showing you what my dog looks like. We're going to take you on a tour of Timbit. That's his mouth. These are his little paws. Show the little paws.
Will paws. Okay,
show that badonkadonk. His tail's very fuzzy. There you go. Look at that long boy. How much does he weigh?
13 pounds? 15 pounds?
15 pounds.
Hi.
He gives kisses. That's gross. Ew, that's in the mouth. Stop. Timbit. Okay, that's Timbit. What does he look like? Who knows? He's got a little beard. He's got a fuzzy white tummy. Stop. Yeah, fuzzy white tummy. He's got a fuzzy butt. He's got lots of skin.
Fuzzy butt.
Fuzzy butt. He's like, oh, okay. So that's Timbit. So if you have a guess on the 4 breeds of what Timbit you think Timbit is, I will reveal it next Flosstube. Put your guess below of the 4 breeds, and make sure that your information is in my snail mail club list. I have that Google Doc below, and make sure you're a subscriber, and whoever gets the closest, you get 1 guess. Whoever gets the closest, the fastest, they'll get snail mail. And I got something good. I'll show you next month. Okay, that will be my snail mail club for next month. This month has turned into Cursed Anchor. Next month will be guess what my dog is. Okay, it is over an hour. Plans. Oh my god. Oh, I haven't even talked about this. Okay. Kari and I are very busy making something amazing for you. 2 things. I'm gonna spend I'm very close because it's a secret. I'm gonna probably spend most of March stitching models because we have some amazing stuff. Kari and I are developing our own box and digital retreat. And we are part of another box that will be going on sale in March. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Now I'm back here. No more secrets. And my other plans, so I have to stitch so many models. I usually send it out to model stitchers, but this is very personal and finicky, so I'm going to do it myself. I also want to finish my Purim moth by Purim by March 16th, 17th. We'll see. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm gonna go have a bath because I'm very sweaty. And I'll see you, I hope soon. I hope I'll see you mid-March. Because I think then I get to announce something exciting. Okay, my hair's amazing. Wow, I just thought I would mention that. I love you. You're doing great. It's scary out there. But I think if we do something, if we go out and like help our corner of the world, help our community, do something in our community to improve it, that's connected to the wider community. So if we can make good in our little section of the world, whether that be the cross stitch community, whether that be your friend community, the larger community you live in, if you can do good in that world, it's going to spread out. Okay? So you don't have to do everything. Concentrate on what you can do in your community. Okay? And if you don't know what you can do, DM me. I got some ideas. Okay, I love you very much and I'm proud of you. Bye!